In this video, we're going to be giving y'all my top tips on defense to help you improve in Madden 25. Now, if you've been playing Madden since it's dropped, you know defense is a struggle. It is hard to get stops. This is going to help your casual players to your elite players. Now, you elite players that are watching this video, bear with me because you're going to see a lot of stuff that you've already know how to do. But towards the end of the video, you're going to see some stuff you probably don't do yourself that can help you get just a slight advantage to what you already know when it comes to playing defense. All right, first things first, before we get onto the field, we got to talk about one of the most important things, which is going to be coaching adjustment, specifically auto alignment. This is one of the most important things I don't see enough people using on a casual level to an average level to even an elite level. So we're going to go ahead and show you what it looks like to have a nickel defense out of a cover 3 with the base set and also the default set, so you can see the difference and how you could throw your opponent off so they don't know you're in this specific defense or that defense. All right, so this is what it's going to look like if you come out in any default cover 3. You're going to have one solo safety in the middle of the field, and that's going to tell your opponent, if you're going against somebody at an elite level, okay, let's do this hot route, let's do that hot route, because we know this beats a cover 1 or a cover 3, because those are the two defenses that have a solo safety in the middle of the field. All right, so now we're in the exact same defense, but we actually have our defense based instead of default. So now you can see we have 2 deep safeties instead of 1, and your opponent won't know exactly what route combos to do because they're not really sure what defense you're in. That is the most important thing when it comes to basing your defense. So the number one question I get asked about the most when it comes to defense is my zone drops, my flats, my curl flats, my hooks. Normally, I don't touch them throughout the game unless I need to. What I mean by that is a situation where it's like 3rd and 28, 3rd and 30. I'm going to drop my curl flats back to 30. So I would just basically go here, put them at 30. So I know they're going to drop back as far as the first down. But other than that, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I leave them on default. And you're going to see we change our curl flats to hard flats depending on the situation. That's something we'll talk about further in the video. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is personnel on the field and making sure you are subbing in safeties for your linebacker positions when it is available, which is usually a dime or a nickel set. So you can see right here, we're in a dime formation, the 2-3 Sam. And if you go to substitutions by pressing Y or triangle, if you're on PlayStation, you can hover over the players. And these two guys right here that are linebackers, if you click on them, you have the option to actually put a safety in that position, because safeties play 1,000 times better when it actually comes to playing the ball. You want to have safeties in instead of linebackers. That is huge. That is going to make your defense night and day just with that one thing alone. So make sure you're subbing in safeties at your linebacker position when possible. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get into the good stuff, the on-field stuff, where to put your players, movement, what to do with your user, and everything in between that. We're going to be going against random formations, so I can show you more or less what I like to do with my safeties, because look at my safeties. This is with most formations. They're already 15 yards off the ball, and their first initial movement is to drop back at least 2 to 3 yards before they realize it's a run. Now, in cover 4, they actually play the run a little bit better than any other defense, cover 2 or cover 3, but still 15 yards off the ball. For the first 2 to 3 seconds, they are useless in a defense against a pass play, especially out of a formation like this. So one of my most go-to things and important tips that I like to talk about is safety movement. Before the play is called, I'm going to move my safeties. Depending on what the defense or the offense is looking like, I'm moving my safeties. This is something I would do against this defense, and I'm also shifting my D-line over. That just puts them in better position. 1, they're going to help in the run game. 2, they're just going to be able to take away quick streaks and things like that. And then with my user, I usually like to take one of the hook curls and play bump and run on somebody I think might be a threat. If you can bump and run a wide receiver and that is their go-to guy for that play, you're going to give your D-line more time to get to the quarterback. You're going to throw the whole play off. Usually, I like to either bump and run a slot receiver or a tight end to completely throw the play off. So what you're going to do is you're going to bump, then get off of them, and then go pick up whatever you can, or you're going to stick with them because he might be in your area. Now, how do we bump and run? Normally, it's just pressing A, but I'm going to show you how to get a little bit more sticky with the wide receiver and the cornerback, where you actually stick to them a lot more what you're going to do is hold LB and A at the same time, and you're going to see we're going to be able to get a good bump on any wide receiver. If you don't hold LB, like right there, look at that, I'm on him. Like there's really nowhere for him to go. Now, if you just try to bump with A, it doesn't work that well. You got to hold LB. So we got another formation right here. We're going to move some safeties around. And also moving this guy around right here. So me putting Hooker in this spot allows me to be, stress-free about moving my hook curl because I'm just basically replacing them. So what I'm going to do here, and again, if they might run it to the right, we're going to shift over, but we're going to bump number 17 right here. We're going to try to take them out the picture. We got a good bump on them, break off, and right there, I should have actually stayed with them. Now, that's something you're going to have to learn as a user and start getting a more understanding of what your opponent likes to do. Okay, so empty formation. A lot of people struggle against empty. So again, we're going to bring the safety down here. We're going to bring this safety down about over the top right here. Now, the hook curl that I like to use against an empty set is going to be on the strong side. So I'm going to go ahead and try to bump one of these guys right here. Normally, it's going to be either the inside guy or the middle guy. But because I know I'm it's my responsibility to watch the middle of the field, I'm going to try to take away the inside guy. So let's try to get a good bump on this tight end right here. Unless he goes for like a quick out route. Like, then look, I can break off and pick up right there. Again, we're going against the computer. They're going to know exactly who to throw to. But you see how we take him away for a little bit, enough to where if that was his first decision, it will definitely throw the whole play off. Here we go. We got another formation right here. So I'm going to bring my safety about here. It's all about that safety movement. Now, right here, we have options. I can use this hook curl right here and try to bump this tight end. Or I can take this guy on the flat and I'm going to bump this slot wide receiver, which I think would be the better option. Look right there, because we were playing them, we were actually able to play the RPO right there. And that's another benefit, just like taking away certain things like that. We got another empty set. Let's move this safety down. Let's move this guy over to the middle because I'm going to play the inside guy with my hook curl. So again, we're going to go ahead and bump and run. In this situation, we can get past. Look, we got a good bump, and it was actually a screen. Again, there's going to be situations where bumping isn't really going to do much because they're going to go straight to blocking you. So that will happen. This is a similar, we've seen this already, but we're going to move some guys around. You can even move this guy here, again, to replace your hook curl, and we're going to bump 17. Let's go ahead and move our D-line around if we need to. Now, I know this all sounds slow as I'm like talking y'all through it. Oh, right there, like we're going to follow them. And because we brought our safety down, we just put him in a better position right there to make that play. But you can see right there, I was bumping that guy, and I ended up following him because there was nobody in my area. So I went ahead and just stuck with them. Here we go again. We're going to replace our hook curl right here, and we're going to use this guy, and we're going to bump number 5 right here. Let's see what happens. Just in case it's a run to the left, let's shift over. Like I was saying, though, it might sound like a lot. It might sound like, oh, yeah, that was perfect right there. That was just a dot right there by the computer, which is going to happen. This works. This is going to improve 1,000 times better when you're actually in game. So I know I probably talked about that for a while, but I just wanted to show you different formations and where to move your hook curl, or maybe use the curl flat and actually bump. The next thing I want to talk about is going to be your curl flats and actually changing them to hard flats and when it's important. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and talk about when it's important to change to a hard flat and why it's important to change to a hard flat when you're in a certain situation. Like, let's say that my opponent is in a 4th and 1 or a 4th and 2, or they're going for it. They're in the red zone. They're going for a 2. Obviously, it's 2 to 3 yards. I'm going to show you the difference on how a curl flat will play the flat compared to a hard flat. So I want you to pay attention to the right side of the field. Don't pay attention to anything else. We're not trying to shut down the whole play. Just pay attention to my curl flat on the right. This is a regular curl flat. Now, he doesn't do a terrible job playing it. He's backing off. He's in that area. But they could have still threw that to the running back. Now, I want you to pay attention when we actually play a hard flat. This is the difference when you know they need those crucial 1-yard plays. Look how he sticks to them. He's there quicker. He's actually on them and ready for it. That is the importance of playing hard flats. That is one of the most important things I do when it comes to shutting somebody down in a short yardage situation. Mind you, I did not set my defense up at all. I just wanted you to show you the difference between a curl flat and a hard flat and when it's important to actually switch from one to the other. The next thing I want to talk about, especially this goes along with the short yardage situation, 4th and 1, or you're in the red zone, is a quarterback spy. So one of your hooks, whichever one you're not going to use her, put them on a quarterback spy. Because let's say you bag everything up. What's the next thing they're going to do? Run with the quarterback. I know, and if you see me stream, you see it all the time. I bag somebody up, and they don't even got to be a fast quarterback, and they get the first down because I don't have a quarterback spy out there. And mind you, quarterback spies play just like a hook curl, but they stay about 5 yards. And the good thing about them is they're gonna follow the quarterback. So if they get out the pocket, then you can go ahead and just send that spy at them, as if it was just an extra man blitzing off the edge or something. But those are my two most important things when it comes to shutting down short yardage situations. Even if they're under center, if they're in an I formation single back, switch your curl flats to hard flats. They're going to play flats better. They're going to play drags, zig routes, even slants. But the most important thing is that running back out the backfield. That is probably the number one thing people go to when it comes to trying to get that first down when it's 4th and 1 or 4th and 2. Again, I would set up my defense by bringing guys down like this. And I'm probably going to use the other hook curl right here and just play the middle of the field. And we're trying to take away anything short. 5 yards. This is like high risk, high reward type of defense right here. Trying to take any look at my hook curl right there though. Now obviously they still got the corner route, but not my hook curl, I'm sorry. The quarterback spy, he still played that little hitch route right there. He was right there. The quarterback's not going to throw that. I'm glad they actually ran that play, so you can see that that's something that will actually still help you in coverage. But again, the most important thing was changing curl flats to hard flats, especially in those type of situations. All right, we got a game against the Bills. I was going to show offense, but this video will probably be way too long if we show both sides of the ball, because we did a lot of explaining in the practice mode. But again, everything I do in that practice mode, you're going to see me doing. Okay, we got it. Didn't expect to run. Good boom, good boom. But you're going to see me move my safeties around. You're going to see me using, bumping and running. I really like the Jags defense. They got a good amount of speed everywhere. Let's move this guy here. All right. We might have a runner. Oh, good. And he just gets the best blocks in the world. He gets the best blocks in the world. Did we get boxed right there? Let's just do this. I do want to move this guy down. And see, look right there. Me bringing that safety down. See what happened? He shot that gap. We got to the running back right there. Got down. Bump right here. I'm there for that. Bringing my safety down. Put him in the perfect position right there. So, like, let's say that I left my safety backed up where he's supposed to be. He would have probably been way too far back to even make a play on that right there. All right, we've been going crazy with this gun trips out of the Seahawks playbook. I think I'm gonna drop a whole scheme for it. It's OP. Everything you can do out of that formation. There we go again. Look, man, the safeties. I'm gonna keep stressing the most important thing is the safeties. Bringing them up is gonna help in the run game, and it's also gonna help in the pass game. As you see in last drive, my safety shot the gap, and then after that, he ended up getting a pick because we brought him down. And this guy looks like he's staying in single back. Definitely moving him here. I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Get a bump on him. Look at that. Everything we've talked about so far has played a factor. Me bumping that slot guy messed up the timing, and he ended up throwing straight to my sub linebacker. That boy got that impressive performance. All right, so we ended up getting ball first in the second game, and I ended up throwing a pick, so it's all good. It's a defensive video again. Defensive video anyway, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, I would tell y'all to go into the safety blitz go and then audible to cover 4, but that's for another video, so we're just going to stick with our cover 4 drop and moving safeties around. It's just a little bit easier to explain, and you can still stop the run. Like, okay, I was going to say, yeah, I mean, you can still stop the run out of the dime 2-3 as long as you know how to shoot gaps and use these safeties when they're in single back and stuff like that. Here we go. We got a bunch formation. Bring this guy down. Bring this guy down, and I'm gonna press in. Oh, we're there for that. Come on, you gotta pick those. You gotta pick those. If I'm ever going against somebody that I just see them favoring flat routes, I'll put more hard flats out there. We haven't ran into a situation where we need to put flat routes, or hard flats. I don't know why I kept saying hard flat routes. Good little bump right there. That bump might have actually helped him out a little bit. We're gonna run hard flats, 100% in this area. We're gonna run hard flats, and we're gonna play quarterback spy. This might be, wow, that was a mistake by him. I'd have to go back and look at that. But it did help that we brought our safeties down. Is he gonna walk him down? There's no way. Trey Flowers is way faster than Samuel. No, I wouldn't say way faster. But there you go. We got one to the crib right there. That might have just been a bad throw, honestly. I don't think that was something he would probably have wanted to throw right away. But at the end of the day, because we brought the safety down, it did put him in a better position to make the play. I will be the first to admit that, you can get scored on. No matter how much of a lockdown defense you got, you can get scored on. There is no set in stone, just lockdown meta defense right now. They're just not. We're going like a little bump right there. Oh yeah, I'll try to stick switch. Actually, I think my switch stick's on a slight delay. I need to put it on no delay. Bring the safety down. Get him down here. Oh no. Nice little bump. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it. Gotta bring them safeties down. Is this back to back? Possibly gonna end the video right here, just talking about something as we're on offense. For anybody that wants to say, oh, you're probably just playing some bums, or you pick your best 2 games possible, go watch the streams. Watch when I stream. I do this live. I'm locking people down. The defense actually does work. It's not just, oh, I'm picking my best 2 games I had. Fortunate enough to right after practice, I jumped into this and we had 2 really good games. So far, this game is going good. The first game we ran went good. Again, if you don't believe, or you think that I'm just picking and choosing which games to pick, go watch me stream. We do this on stream on a daily. The proof's in the stream, the proof's in the gameplay. If you want to improve your defense, you need to be doing what we're doing, bringing the safeties down, usering, bumping, moving your D-line around, playing hard flats when you need to. All that good stuff is going to change your defense.